A high-level delegation of government ministers is in Senekal, that's in the Free State, as racial tensions continue to simmer in that area over the murder of a farm manager. 21-year-old Brendin Horner's body was found tied to a pole with a rope around his neck earlier this month. When the two men linked to Horner's killing appeared in court last Tuesday, chaos erupted as local farmers stormed the building, demanding that the pair be handed over to the community. Our reporter Linda Mnisi is in the town of Paul Rue, and that's in the Free State. Let's speak to him now. Linda, very good morning to you. You are just outside the premises of the Horner family. Tell us how the reception was when the two ministers entered the home.
Well, a very good morning to you, Cele. Indeed, we're outside Brendin Horner's home. We're told, in fact, that he lived just down the road, but this is where his mother and father lives. We don't know exactly what those discussions entail inside, as this is a closed meeting. We arrived to closed gates. When we arrived here, as you can see, cars parked inside where the ministers are in. We're told it's also a closed meeting, so not really sure about the discussions that are ongoing inside. But just before we came to you, Cele, we were told that media is now allowed to go in, and our colleagues have just entered the yard of Brendin Horner's family. Of course, some of the farmers are coming also here to meet with the minister, saying that they want to ask him a couple of questions. You'll remember that the appearance of Andre Pienaar, or the arrest of Andre Pienaar, triggered a reaction from some of the farmers who were saying that it now took away from the murder of Brendin Pienaar or Brendin Horner rather, and what exactly is at the heart of these attacks that are happening in and around this community.
Yeah. Linda, earlier in our crossing, you made mention that Brendin Horner may have been laid to rest, and that the family did request privacy at the time. Do we know for certain that he has indeed been laid to rest?
Well, at this point, it has not, the family has not confirmed to us on record. But when we enter, of course, those are some of the details that we'll get to understand and hear exactly what the circumstances or the reasons for the family for requesting privacy during this time. But also what we do know is that the minister will be engaging not only the family, but some of the farm owners around in this community. We understand that they've been, in solidarity with the family, and that is why we saw a number of them go out during the court appearance of the two men accused of Brendin's murder in support and in solidarity of the family. So at this point, what they are saying is that the whole arrest and the whole, court case has now taken away from the real issue. So it seems as though some of the people that live in this community would want to ventilate and tell the ministers exactly what is going on and why they feel that government is perpetuating and is allowing these attacks to happen.
Yeah. Linda, final question to you. Earlier, you were at the court, at the Senekal Magistrates Court, and today was the second appearance of the 52-year-old farmer. We now know his name. I assume that the court has given permission, finally, for him to be named, and he's Andre Pienaar, as you have mentioned him. Tell us what the turnout was at the court and just the situation in contrast to what we saw when the protests erupted.
Well, Cele, what we saw, high police presence inside court as compared to last week. Last week when he appeared, there was a lot of police outside court. But this time around, we also saw police inside court, as the verdict on the bail application was also expected to be handed down. You'll remember there was a lot of criticism also around the police's failure to act. So they made it, clear that this time around, they don't want to be criticized and questions of where they were and why they couldn't do anything. So they made their presence known. The magistrate also, in his judgment, making reference to that matter, saying that he actually commends the police's non-response to that matter, because 2 shots were fired, and he actually asked what would they have responded with. Surely we can't expect them to react with tear gas or rubber bullets when there was live ammunition that was fired. So he actually commends the police's non-response. So that is what we saw today in court, and of course his family also coming through to support him. They were there in court last week as well as today. In fact, his wife breaking down just shortly after the judgment was handed down. Of course, she wasn't expecting that he'll be kept until the 20th of November behind bars, because that's until, or rather, the matter has been remanded to the 20th of November for further investigations.
Linda Mnisi, live for us outside the family home of the Horner family. Thank you very much indeed for that comprehensive update.